Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a feeling we all know, maybe a little too well, frustration. We're going to break down a simple, but honestly life-changing idea about where that feeling really comes from, and, more importantly, how we can finally get rid of it. Okay, let's get into it.
So, does this sound familiar? You're counting on someone, you expect something to happen a certain way, and then crickets. It just falls flat. That feeling of being let down, that disappointment, it can start to feel like this constant nagging background noise in our lives. But what if I told you the real source of that feeling isn't other people at all? And that leads us right here to what we can call the expectation trap. This is where we're going to uncover how our own minds lay this trap for us, usually without us even noticing. It's time to find out the real source of all that disappointment.
Here it is, the whole idea in one brutally simple sentence. The more you expect, the more you remain frustrated. Just think about that for a second. It's suggesting a direct link, you know? Our frustration isn't just some random thing that happens to us. It's a direct result of our own expectations. It's like a game where the higher we set the bar for everyone else, the more we're setting ourselves up to feel let down.
Look, the world's going to do what it's going to do. People are going to be who they are. The real friction, that frustration we feel, it happens when reality crashes head on with this personal, unwritten rulebook we all carry around in our heads. You know the one. It's full of shoulds and supposed tos. So the problem isn't really what happens, it's the gap between what happens and what our internal rulebook demanded should happen.
So how does this become such a pattern? Well, it builds on itself. It creates this vicious cycle. This isn't just a one-off thing. It's a loop that can keep us stuck for years if we don't see it. So let's break down exactly how this cycle works.
Okay, so the process is a pretty simple four-step loop. It all kicks off with step one. We form an expectation. Something like, my friend should call me back immediately. Then, bam, step two. Reality hits. Maybe they're busy, maybe they just forgot. That mismatch leads us straight to step three. We feel that all too familiar sting of frustration. And here's the real kicker, the trap itself. Step four. Without ever stopping to question our thinking, we just jump right back to the start with a brand new expectation, starting the whole cycle all over again.
So in this whole loop, where's our power? It's right here. It's this number. We can't control reality, right? And we definitely can't control what other people do. But we have 100%, absolute, total control over step one, the expectations we decide to create in the first place. This is everything. This is our escape hatch from the entire cycle. So knowing we have that escape hatch is one thing, but how do we actually use it? Well, it takes a really fundamental shift in how you look at the world. This is the big solution. We've got to move away from a mindset that's all about getting and move towards a new, much more powerful one that's centered on giving. And this brings us to a really clear choice between two very different mindsets. Over on one side, you've got the expectation mindset. Here, your focus is always on what you can get from a situation or a person. This pretty much guarantees you'll be frustrated because your happiness now depends on other people. But on the other side, you have the giving mindset. And here, your focus shifts completely to what you can give or contribute. Your fulfillment comes directly from your own actions. You're moving from a state of dependency to one of total freedom. This idea just reframes our entire way of being. We stop walking into situations asking, okay, what's in this for me? And we start asking, what can I bring to the table? What value can I give right here, right now? It's a really profound change in how we relate to the entire world. All right, so let's talk about the payoff, because there is a huge one. This last section is all about that incredible feeling of freedom that comes when you really adopt this new way of thinking. This is the why it's so worth it to make this shift.
Now, it's so important we get this right. Giving without expectation is not about being a doormat or some kind of martyr. It's the exact opposite. It's a massive act of personal empowerment. You are literally taking back control of your own emotional state by unhooking it from the completely unpredictable actions of other people. You are no longer waiting around for the world to give you permission to feel good.
So what does this actually look like day to day? Just imagine it. That frustration loop we talked about earlier? Gone. smashed to pieces. That feeling of waiting around for other people to make you happy is just gone. You get complete control over your own emotional well-being back. And what fills that space is this deep sense of fulfillment that comes from your own actions, your own contributions. And that is something nobody can ever take away from you.
When you boil it all down, this whole big idea becomes a very simple practice, a kind of mantra and a strategy all rolled into one. Just give. Do not expect. And that leaves us with one last question, something for you to take with you. Just think about your day today, your interactions at work, with your family, with your friends. What is one small thing you could give? Your time, your full attention, a kind word, a little help, with absolutely zero strings attached. The answer to that question isn't just a nice thought. It's your very first step towards real freedom.